So here I go, killing time. No, I've just got to keep on producing more and more of these demos, and I think that eventually, people will start cottoning on. It's just one of those things. I mean, I've had many hundreds of thousands of hits over the years on the blog, but it takes a while. It really does. It takes a while. That's what we need to see. Lots of 22s up there. Oh, that's no good. 51. Repeat that one. 1, 2. Uh-oh. 3, 4. Good timing. Double for the loss. Wow! Ow! Owie! 2, 3. 5, 6. Oh, piss off. 11, 6, drop to 3. 8, 6. Don't really want to make that 8, 10 yet. Well, I guess that solves that, doesn't it?
This is a reminder.
I'm making a bit. That's good. That's what we're here for. Ooh, that was a fancy one. 51. Double for the bush. I always like to get those. Wouldn't it have been nice if that 2 hadn't got in the way? 51. Yeah, not sure about that bet. 7 ocho into the long grass. 15 8 dropped to 3. Oops. Oh, that was a clever one. 12 8, so let's call that 3 2 in 500s. Ooh. Oh my God, that was awful. 3 2 in 500s. So that's 7 8. But we can't do the 7 8 because of the table limit. So this is where we gag, get up and go. Okay, so I gagged. I bailed out of the last shoe, leaving behind a debt, a marker of 2,288. We're at 4 4 in thousands, and the drop is 1,000. Okay, so now it's 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Cross your fingers. That would have been nice. Look at that. All right, well, so we're 5,000 up here and 2288. So we've got a profit now of 2712 to date. And I got a gag again because I want to fall back to a minimum, and the minimum here is 1,000. So I'm returning to the other table. All right, so we're back in the cheap seats, and away we go. That was rubbish, wasn't it? 51. Two, three. 5, 6. Oh, I love that. All right, back to the min. I think that's a repeat. Hey, 1, 2. Yeah, you can always count on the dealer to do the unexpected, but then the dealer can count on you to do the unexpected as well, because the unexpected is the expected, really, in this game. Blah blah. Is that 1, 2? Probably. Not a split. Back to the min. What I'd like to do is play this shoe out. Well, that was a cheeky one, wasn't it? Double for the push. Ouch. 3, 4. No, I think 2, 3. Eh. 5, 6. Oh, 11, 6 dropped to 3. That's a toughie. Oh, that was a very cheeky one. 6 dropped to 8, 6. 8, 6 it is. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Double for the push. 51. 2, 3 again. We're not getting an easy ride here. All right. Took a break for a swig of my coffee there, and now I've no idea where I am. Oh, look at that. Oh dear. After all that, we'll call that 1, 2, I think. We are getting bashed about a little bit, but we're sort of soldiering on. Double for the loss. Oh, that was cheeky. 1, 2. 3, 4. Oh, 7, 8. Double down. Oh, that's a bitch. We got what we needed, and then what happens? Terrible, isn't it? Got to repeat it. Oh, dear. 15-8 dropped to 3. Nothing surprises me anymore. 18-8. No. Yeah, 18-8. 15-8 now. 15-8, which will call 3-2 in 500s. Oui. 5-4. Are we running away again? Yeah, we are. 9-4. So we'll call that 5-4 in thousands. And this is gag 2. This is actually a tough session. There have been a few like this. Plus 2,000. That's minus 3,000. All right, so off we go, looking for another profitable shoe. Okay, so 5-4 in thousands is the current situation, and we're dropping to 1,000. 6-4. 5-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Oh, that's not going to make it. 9, 8. Hey. Maybe. Look at that. 4 flipping aces in a row. 9-8. All right. 1-2. Should bloody well think so after 4 aces, wouldn't you? 1-2. Damn it. I do hate pushes. I don't know about you. 3-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost as much as I hate being pipped by just one. That's more like it. All right, so we're plus 6,000 here. We're at 12, 13 minutes. So we're doing okay. We're about 6 grand ahead. So I'm going to try one more shoe, I think. All right, so back in the cheap seats. Peanut Gallery, something like that. Last one.
This is a reminder.
That's a double for the push. That's a repeat. Damn it. Oh, that should have been a double, damn it. All right, I'll leave it. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 7, 8. That was a rough one. 7, 8. $15.8 dropped to 3. Boy, we're getting pushed around here. Ah. 12.8. 3-2 in 500s. Ouch. 5-4. Look at this. We're on the run again. 5-4 in 500s. Maybe not. Okay. See, we had 9,000 out, and all we got for that was 150. So I don't think I did that right. So I'm just going to bet 500 here. And then 1,000. And then 2,000. Ugh! Gotta hate those. Oh, bloody time. Okay, that's better. I think I dropped a 500 somewhere along the way. So and when you make mistakes, you just got to correct them. It's not about greed or anything like that. It's just about sort of keeping the book straight, really. I like those 22s. Ah, bitch. I'm not describing the wizard as a bitch. Saying that was a bitch. It's not quite the same thing. Bust by 1. Okay, so that's 3-4. Ouch! God! Damn! 3, 4, 11, 8 dropped to 3. Eight, let's call it 8, 10. Ah, 2-2 then. Four, 4, and I'm going to run away again. Jeepers creepers. All right. So back in middle roller territory, 4-4. I'm going to bet the 4. Oh! But that's what happens. And, for you weirdos out there who say, well, a sim is not the same as the real thing, you are so desperately wrong. But being wrong is not a terrible thing. What really gets me is that the people who say that will never give it a try. They won't test it out for themselves and just see how exactly like the casino experience this sim is and the baccarat sim that I use. They just refuse to have anything to do with it. To me, that's the height of arrogance or stupidity. Probably a little bit of both, So what can I tell you? Anyway, I am going to stop now because I think we're at nearly 20 minutes and we've had 3 gags. So what I want to do is just translate this over to Excel and see what happened there. So that's what I'm going to do. Right, so this is another example of a data set which was unfriendly, at times extremely unfriendly, and it would have defeated Vegas Mat or any of the other shills. It would have destroyed Degen Dolt or it just goes on, doesn't it? Bobby Rivas, all the others. These are guys who basically play like idiots because they have to. Unless, of course, they play like idiots because they are idiots. I suppose that's a possibility. But it doesn't seem that likely, But the thing is that if you take the time to study the reality of casino table games, the tilted games, specifically blackjack, baccarat, single zero, roulette, and craps, you will know that the percentages involved in favour of the house, mathematically speaking, are relatively tiny. It almost makes it a coin toss. Less so with roulette, but certainly baccarat at minus 1.3% or less, and blackjack at for the player minus 0.5 to 0.7% or less. It's a coin toss. But because of the stupidity of the people who take on these games, because they don't take the trouble to figure out what they're doing, they don't take the trouble to learn the numbers, they don't take the trouble to use their noodles, as I used to say to my grandkids. They just bowl in and they think that somehow for the brief period that they're in Las Vegas, drinking too much, barely sleeping, eating too much, getting sunburned by the pool, whatever, for them, for that brief period, the rules are going to somehow go away. And you only have to look at the numbers that are published every month in Nevada and everywhere else, I assume, but I know Nevada best because I lived there for so long. They publish figures which show that even though the house edge for blackjack is less than 1%, the house actually makes about 16%. And that's because of stupid play. It's because of exactly the kind of play that's being promoted by the Vegas Matts, the Bobby Rivases, the Dana Whites, the crazy Cody Burn Moneys, the Brandon O'Briens, the Mr. Handpays, on and on and on and on. And it makes me really sick when I hear Vegas Matt, for instance, saying, I don't think I'm promoting gambling. I don't think I'm leading lambs to slaughter. No, 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 no. This is entertainment. This is fun. This is relaxation. We're saying to people, we gamble like crazy, so you don't have to. All you have to do is watch us. Well, the guy is either very, very dumb, which he claims to be, and usually if somebody claims to be very, very dumb, they probably aren't. But anyway, that's a whole other question. But the casinos wouldn't bloody kiss his ass all the time if they thought that he was discouraging people from gambling, if they thought that he was hurting their business or threatening their business or diminishing their chance of making even more profit than they're making right now. Interesting to see, actually, because of course in Las Vegas, thanks to the greatest president America has ever known, business is badly down. Canadians are not coming. Lots of other people are so bloody stiffed by the economy, by the price of gas, by the price of keeping the house warm and feeding the family, that they can't afford to go to Las Vegas anymore, especially at the crazy greedy prices that they charge. What was it John Sirasani was saying the other day, that now you want to take a taxi from the Wynn to downtown, it's $170. I mean, what? But people are stupid enough to pay those kinds of prices, and they're also stupid enough to play like Vegas Matt. I mean, that's how it is, isn't it? Anyway, here we have minus 3.1%, which is very bad for the player. Okay, that means that in all probability, a shill like Vegas Matt would lose money. Those guys only make money when they win more bets than they lose, and that is no way to run a business, I'll tell you that. I mean, if he were depending on gambling to make the fortune that enables him to have a Rolls Royce and a Bet-mobile and all that kind of nonsense, and the plane that he lusts after, and the casino he wants to buy, and the tacky house that he's showing online every so often, he'd be dead. He wouldn't be able to do it. But because he makes his money back every day when he loses through casino comps and gifts and promotions and all the rest of it, through merchandise sales. I mean, who would want to buy that crap? But people do. The same silly people that bet badly, bet like Vegas Matt, and lose all their money and go home and have to tell their wife and kids, well, we won't be going on holiday this year, or we won't be. Little Johnny can't go to college after all. It's just a chip. Anyway, to carry on, our action this time a shade over 59,000. Let's call it 60,000. Okay, average bet 600. Okay, average win 861, average loss 573, average win value over average loss value 150%. Absolutely vital that you win more when you win than you lose when you lose in order to beat these games. And if you don't believe it can be done, then for Christ's sake, just go away. The result was a win of 8,900, nearly 9,000, right? A 15.1% win of total action, the total churn, all winning bets and losing bets added together. What else? We risked 8,500. So we got a 78% ROR, return on risk. The 15.1% I've already mentioned. Indicated outcome minus 3.1% times this thing up here, and you get an indicated or suggested or probable outcome for an idiot player like Vegas Matt of a loss of about 1,800. 47 wins, 50 losses. That's the 3.1% up there. What else can I tell you? Oh, pattern betting once again didn't do quite as well. 4.7%, a much higher action. About getting on for double. Average win over average loss 127%. There are problems for the algorithm, quite simply, when it hits a huge losing streak. It really does cause the algorithm some headaches. I'm less bothered about that than perhaps I should be, because I always figure, well, the demos that I think count, the ones that I think that you folks out there are most likely to get value from if you've actually tuned in the first place, are the actual real-time demos against the Wizard Sim Blackjack or the Baccarat Win Pro Sim for Baccarat. So I don't feel too bad about it. I think there are probably a couple of little tweaks that I could put in there that would solve the problem, but I'm not inclined to do that. What I'm trying to demonstrate all the time is that if you play a bet, that's the word really, not play, but bet. If you bet consistently, sensibly, tactically, strategically, progressively, most important of all, then you can beat these games. And nothing changes with this algorithm from, what's it winning now? It's 1.145 thousand ahead, a million ahead rather, so it's 1,145,500. Let's get it straight. Exposure much higher than for the real thing down here. The exposure there was, oh no, it was higher in fact. Oops, what do I know? Yeah, but it's still 2.29 million ahead, so let's not feel too sad for it, okay? The whole thing with all of these shills, the Vegas Mats and so on, the Bobby Rivas, is that they do great when they win more bets than they lose. Very rarely will you see them actually making money in spite of a bad run against them, unless they get extremely lucky in case they have one of these tilt moments where they suddenly go, I'm going to bet 10,000 on the next hand. I'm going to bet 10,000 on Banker, and their average bet to that point has been 500, 600, 800, 1,000, whatever, and they win it. I mean, it's like, Vegas Matt had this Shillionaire party where he ended up making a $100,000 bet on Baccarat, on Banker, of course, because he's not smart enough to realise that that's a very silly idea. But he's a house pet, so he does as he's told, so he bets Banker all the time, wins, pays the commission, has 95,000. That covers all of his losses for the day, which were considerable. So he ends up about, 8 or 10,000 ahead on the day, and is cock of the walk in his own mind. But of course, he was in the hole until he got lucky with that particular bet. And this is also a guy who frequently promotes these horrible corruptions of blackjack, in which a dealer 22 is a push. He keeps on playing that game because the casinos ask him to, and he knows perfectly well that in his own experience, in videos that he's put online, he's won thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands on dealer 22 busts. And yet, because the guy doesn't have a conscience, he doesn't think about the damage that he's doing, he doesn't care about the harm that he's doing to people who are going to lose everything because they idolize him, he just bowls on with this great business plan. Like all the others, he is worse than all the others because he has the biggest audience, but he's on the same stripe. He's a guy who is promoting a deadly drug. Gambling doesn't do anything for society. It hurts the individuals who lose all their money because they don't understand how it works, but it also hurts their families really badly. With foreclosed homes, with car payments that aren't made, and the cars taken away, and kids who can't go to college, and families who can't eat properly, who as I say, they lose their homes, so that all of that kind of thing. There is no societal advantage whatsoever to get to legalize gambling, but it's fun for some people, including me. I recognized in all my years in Nevada that if I didn't keep my head on straight, if I didn't make sure that I never touch alcohol when I bet, if I didn't sort of believe in the strategy and stick to it, then I would be in deep shit. And I saw a lot of deep shit in the years I was there, I'm telling you. Anyway, let's go and have a look at double or drop, which is in these. I have trouble with that. I try to get there, and it doesn't want to take me there. It's really weird. Oh dear. There are some problems, I think, with Excel on. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on here. I'm sorry about this. I'm going to pause and see what's happened. Okay, so I'm really struggling here. I think actually what's happening is that Excel is telling me that I'm asking too much of it. I'm being greedy. I'm being difficult or whatever. Anyway, this is double or drop, which is a version of pattern betting which I experimented with years ago, which I brought back largely because I just wanted to be able to show you that look, progressive betting is key. The most important thing is that you don't overdo it. You don't play the martingale. Vegas Matt loves to equate progressive betting with the martingale, which of course is as I've said before, it's like saying, okay, cows are animals. All cows are animals, so therefore all animals are cows. It makes absolutely no sense at all. But most of what Vegas Matt does doesn't make sense to me. So whatever. But I have to deal with people every so often who say things like, well, obviously he's choosing data which proves his strategy. He's cherry picking. And it's so ridiculous. But then, sometimes I think these must be people who work for the casinos because they can't honestly think that that's a logical, sensible answer to why the strategy which I've developed works. It makes no sense because it means that I would have to be a complete raving fool, having been doing this online for 30 years. In September this year, it'll be 30 years, and having proven so many times that these games can be absolutely thrashed. And then for some moron, to say, well, obviously, I mean, if he's showing that it works, then he must have picked his data deliberately. It's but hey, it's not new, so there you are. Anyway, it's kind of amusing in a way that, I mean, pattern betting is running at 10.6% overall and is 1.145 million ahead. Double or drop is at half pattern betting's total action, and a little better than half of there it is. It's 43% of action, 50% of the win. So that gives double or drop at 12.2%. Average win per hour 7,000, whereas pattern betting is averaging 14,000 an hour. Now there's nothing I can say to people who come out with that kind of crap. There's nothing I can say because they're too moronic to process anything that I say. They won't look at the data that I give them. They'll just say, "What? Can't be right, can it? It's obviously not working. No, it just doesn't. No, can't be right." And what can I do? Anyway, Excel is definitely beating me up right now. I can't move anywhere, so I'm going to stop wittering, and I'll see you next time.